Hey, what's good? What's Gucci? What's up? It's us. We're back again. We've got a lot to talk about today. Today, the topic that we decided we were going to broach on is childhood stories.
Childhood stories.
Yeah. We were at the dining hall the other day, and I was telling this really weird thing that happened to me in second grade, and I was like, "Wow, that's super weird." And I was like, I didn't really think about it at the time, but it kind of is. So we're gonna
Wait, what are we
talk
talking
about
about?
that.
I don't forget what
When I was in second grade, we did this thing called contraction weddings.
Oh yeah, this
Yeah,
is some weird
this is
stuff.
so
right
weird.
here.
So, but this is what we did. So I would, or all of us, everyone had to do this. We would get a balloon, and it would be like can and not, and so then you would put it together, and they would put can and not in a balloon, and you would put it in between each other, in between your stomach, and you would pop the balloon, and together you would be canned. And the teacher put us in these child bride, we were in.
She set you up on arranged marriages.
It was weird. We had little veils on, and they dressed
Okay,
up.
the veils are excessive.
Yeah, that's weird. And then also, I think the part that we popped the balloon in between our stomachs together was really weird too.
Yeah, it's so weird.
The whole thing was weird. I don't really know, but yeah, it was called our contraction weddings. But that was also one of my favorite years because we hatched chicks too. We had
That sounds cool.
we had little
But
baby
contraction
chicks.
ones do not sound cool.
It was so weird, and we were so pumped for it. I'm I can't wait to get contraction married, yo! I'm so excited. This is gonna be great. So yeah, we'd put little brides costumes, we had little veils, and we wear them. And as I remember, all the balloons were purple, and we would just squeeze in between our stomachs.
I don't know. I think the weirdest thing we did was, this is the funny. Okay, when I was in third grade, my math teacher gave me a CD about learning how to do multiplication tables, but it was rapping.
Ooh.
That he sung.
Oh.
And he's 65.
That's. I thought I was going a different direction. I thought it was just to be a cool it, but he sung it.
Yeah, it was not.
He was
great.
selling y'all his mixtapes. He had some
no,
fire.
He's giving away for free.
That's so funny. But yeah, we did that, and then also.
I don't think he's going anywhere if he's singing about math, multiplication tables.
Maybe you don't know. He could pop off.
That's his speaking his truth.
Yeah, exactly. He's doing his truth.
10 times 3 is 30.
Yeah, but we had that, and then also we had one other thing where this is a long story, and my roommate remembers this story. I've said this before, but I know my roommate. Me and my roommate went to elementary school together, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade together, maybe 2nd too. I'm not sure. And so she knows the story, but we had that. This is also so weird. Why do this to children? Why? But we had to do little sock puppet stories, and I was Rosa Parks, and I really was Rosa.
Did you get selected?
I think I chose Rosa. I was they gave me all these options. I'm no, I am Rosa. I'm going to be Rosa Parks.
Yeah.
And so I got this. So you could do everyone had it was it wasn't sock puppets, it was paper bags. You had to have paper bags, and so
no, we did actual socks.
Oh no,
we did kind of the same thing, but
we were above socks. We did paper bags.
That's below socks. That's below socks.
We were classy.
You know how cheap a brown paper bag is
know.
compared to actual sock.
True.
And I had a new sock.
Oh, a new sock.
Yeah,
wow.
And I put googly eyes on it.
I did googly eyes too.
We had to make ours though.
Oh.
So we had to go home and make the puppet, and then come back and do the play.
Yeah, I feel I made mine too, but I don't remember. This is all I remember. The whole thing is a blur. Here's what happened. So I had notes.
So what had happened was
I had notes, and I put them on a note card originally, but I guess I left them at home. So I had full pieces of paper, huge pieces of paper that I wrote my notes on. But my other hand had a sock puppet on it, or a little paper bag puppet on it. So I literally could not. I couldn't turn my page, so I get in front of the whole class, and I'm hello, with my little sign. I'm my name is Rosa, and I forgot what Rosa Parks did. I literally blanked. I completely 100% forgot what she did, what she said. I just blanked, and people were trying to help me out. They're she said no, she wouldn't get off the bus. They were whispering.
Why did you just listen to them and just bull crap your way through?
Because I could feel the tears already welling up. I already knew. I'm already oh, this is going to be bad. Because I could already feel the tears and stuff like that. So one singular tear falls down. Another tear falls down. And before I know, I'm blubbering. Just
Did the teacher come help you out?
She got her hand, put it on my shoulder. She's let's go, baby. And just slowly just took me out of the room.
Did you go on the project?
No. I think I did not do good. I was supposed to have a redo for it all. She's you can just do yours another day. But as I remember, she felt so bad about it that I never redid it. Rosa just.
Okay, but if you're gonna feel bad about it and don't let you redo it, might as well give you a good grade.
I don't think I even
Or a
got. Like, I
decent
think she
grade?
just didn't grade me for it. Like it was like it
okay.
never even happened.
That's not bad.
We just like threw it under the bus. I'm like, that is just water under the
I
bridge.
wish
And
that would happen with me.
yeah, that's what I wish it would do with my exams right now.
College.
Yeah, if I was just crying during them, my teacher would be like, "Don't even worry about it.
They do not care.
We're not even gonna grade it." But yeah, that was like that stands out amongst all things. Like, and like I said, my roommate remembers this story, and it was we had a guest that day who was like so excited. He was like, "Oh, Rosa Parks, who's Rosa?" I was like, "Me."
And then he just blew it.
I just blew it. It was awful.
Can you imagine? He was like so amped up about it.
It was so cute. Like we all had like our little paper bags. We all had googly eyes, and it was so cute. It was supposed to be such a fun thing.
Yeah.
And it so wasn't.
What were the other characters? Do you remember?
We had Rosa Parks. We had George Washington. We had Abraham Lincoln. We had Martin Luther King. I think someone was John F. Kennedy. We had Eleanor Roosevelt. We had all sorts of people. Yeah, there was all sorts of historical characters, and I picked mine special because I thought I could do Rosa Parks proud, and I did not.
Yeah.
Like I think she'd be so disappointed.
I mean, maybe now you could do Rosa Parks.
Yeah, I should for sure do that now.
Just
in college.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But like, guys,
can you imagine if they gave you like an assignment, but they didn't tell you like what you could do, and you rolled it with a sock puppet?
Yeah, I should be like, this is for 5th grade me, y'all, or 4th grade me. It was 4th grade, and yeah, I like totally was so excited for Rosa, and I blew it. But yeah, that's one of my like that's like this defining, I feel like, elementary school story.
Only thing that I think is I got in trouble when I was like kindergarten because it was Dr. Seuss Day.
Yeah.
So we had green eggs and ham for breakfast at the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted some green eggs, and they did not have any more, so I just took a kid green eggs and ham. And I was like, they're mine now.
That's so funny. That's what I would do. I also,
then I got in
also
trouble,
did
so
that.
bad.
We had green eggs and ham. That was so
Yeah.
cool to me. I'm like, how did they get the eggs green? That
Yeah.
blew my kindergarten mind.
That, and then we did the oobleck.
We did oobleck too.
Like a science class
Yeah,
that day.
we did that too. That blew my mind. All of it. Like, Dr. Seuss Day was iconic in kindergarten. Like, what an icon. I loved that.
Yeah, we did. I mean, our school, at the elementary school, like we goes from like kindergarten to like 2nd grade. So like the whole time you had like on Dr. Seuss Day, like everyone went all out. We had like a whole like almost like fair outside the school. There was like funnel cakes.
Wow.
And there was like a walk, and there was like
Y'all went
books.
all out.
We went out.
We just dressed up, but we did the oobleck.
Oh, we didn't dress up, but like
Oh, we did.
no, we didn't dress up.
I think
we had the hats for like the parade.
Yeah, I was
that's all we
hat in
had.
the hat, and my teachers were thing 1 and thing 2. And
I
I
think I
thought
had
that
a
was so
shirt.
cool.
The same thing one.
Yeah.
I like the hat because do you remember like the old? It's not a cartoon. It's like the I guess I don't want to call it live action. I don't know what it is of the Cat in the Hat.
Yeah.
But like I wanted to look like that. So.
Yeah, and they stood up like by themselves. Those hats were so cool. Iconic.
Yeah.
Kindergarten was rough for me. Okay, so pretty much I was probably, I guess I was like 2 or something. But my mom was like, "This is weird." Like I was coloring, and it was just like I can't. She said she can't describe it. It was awkward. And so
What do you mean? How is coloring awkward?
That's what I said to her.
It's
I'm
just
like,
outside the lines.
That's
It's
what
kindergarten.
I said. I'm like, how can you color weird? She's like, I don't know. I just knew. Like, so I went and I
just knew.
got diagnosed with dyslexia, and I so.
What's it got to do with coloring? You're not reading anything.
That's what I told my mom. I wasn't reading. I wasn't doing anything. But she's like, I just knew the day you colored.
Your mom's some bullshit.
That you had dyslexia. But I went and I did have dyslexia, and I still do. I went and got diagnosed. And there's a couple things. Number one, I thought I was going to grow out of it. I thought I was going to be 13 and the dyslexia was just going to fall off. I thought it would just be.
That's how that works. It kind of stays with you until
I don't
life.
know why I thought that, but like I so thought.
So you can find little things to get around it a little bit, but you can't get rid of it.
I'm like, my dyslexia is going to be canceled when I'm 13. Like, absolutely canceled. I can't wait for the cancellation of my dyslexia. And so I did, reading was really rough. So I remember there was this one time she gave us, like, these papers. And it wasn't hard. Like, it wasn't a difficult thing to read. I think it was, like, the cat is red or the fox is red. I think it was the fox is red. That was the thing. The fox is red. And so I literally was reading it, and, like, I couldn't get, I was like, I could not get it to
now,
save
did
my
it,
life.
okay, so I don't have this, so, like, they're like, okay, I've heard, like, the little letters, like, scramble. Is that, like, actually true?
Yeah, people say, like, alphabet soup and stuff. Like, our spokesperson for dyslexia is Bella Thorne. She's like the dyslexia.
I remember watching that on Disney Channel.
So
It looks
do
so
I.
corny.
So do I.
I learned to read.
I was like 12 or 13.
And now I'm on Wild and Out.
I was like 12 or 13.
This is what dyslexia can do for you.
You can be on Wild and Out too.
Nick Cannon.
Iconic. But literally, I remember I was 12 or 13, and Bella Thorne was like, "Hi, I'm Bella Thorne, and let me tell you about the time I got dyslexia." I was like, "Me too,
About
Bella."
the time you got dyslexia.
I caught it. Yeah, I caught dyslexia.
You just caught it.
Dyslexia and the measles, both. Literally, I remember like watching that 12 or 13 and relating to it so
I remember watching
much.
it, but
I do.
I didn't
and I
relate
remember,
to it.
I was like, man, another celebrity with dyslexia. Like, I remember like so relating to that. And then like it turned into a meme. Everyone like, there's this thing.
Yeah,
where...
because she looks at the camera and was like, I have dyslexia, but I learned to read. Like, you couldn't read before. Like, okay, I know it was hard, but like, come on now.
But she did that, and so there's also this thing like Bella Thorne, I guess, kind of went through like a really cringy phase. Like there was this thing where she's got like this nose ring on, and she's laughing, and it's like on Twitter, it's like, I can't help it, I'm a dork, teehee, and everyone quoted like, "Oh no, girl, is your dyslexia acting up again?" and stuff like that. And then also,
that is weird that like some famous people when they do stuff, like
kind of
years later, well, not even fall, but like years later, like whatever you'll do, like come back for you.
I mean, I like talked about this before. Like, I know every Disney Channel celeb goes through their thing, all of them. But like,
Zendaya hasn't.
Nah,
really.
Zendaya's iconic. She just stayed being the queen, literally.
Yeah.
And then same with like Hilary Duff, Lizzie McGuire.
Because like Zendaya she didn't censor herself or anything. But like she like went and did like Wild Out and stuff like that, like
she
more adult stuff.
Yeah, really slowly.
But it wasn't like jarring.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Jonas didn't do that much jarring stuff.
Nah, I don't think so. But I think Nick Jonas kind of really played into like being a sex symbol and stuff. Because he was like that even in Disney Channel days. Like it was always Nick and Joe. I think he really played into that. But I don't know.
It's still Nick and Joe. Kevin just got brought back, but no one really.
The Jonas Brothers are back. The Jonas Brothers are back.
Jonas Brothers are back, but they're quickly gonna be canceled. I feel like.
No, I
they're
cannot
gonna
wait because they're touring right now.
Not from like the fans, from like themselves. Like they're like their brothers gonna get tired of them. Like, fuck off,
I think it's just like a.
Be like, Kevin, walk out of here. We're done.
Poor Kevin, man. Why didn't any like I don't get it because like I also didn't like Kevin, but why did everyone like just really not like Kevin?
Because you didn't like Kevin, so no one liked Kevin.
I mean, people like there's a fourth one, like Frankie. People like Frankie.
He was so young though, like
I know.
He didn't know,
but too cute. Like there was
He didn't know what was really going on when all that stuff.
Because like during the Disney Channel commercials, they would do like Jonas Brothers Live in the Dream tour, and they would play during the commercials, and like Frankie would show up, and everyone was like Frankie. Like they were more obsessed with Frankie than Kevin.
Yeah.
Like Kevin is like the lowliest Jonas brother there is.
That may be the move though. If they split all the money from the Jonas Brothers equally though, he's got the money and he don't have all like the worries of people like running up to him and stuff.
Yeah.
People would still run up if they saw him though.
I would take a picture.
If
with
he was
Kevin
like
Jonas,
at Target,
we should get Kevin Jonas to come to one of the frats here because he would.
He would not come.
If Waka Flocka will come, Kevin Jonas will come.
Did Waka Flocka get canceled?
Waka Flocka did get canceled.
Okay.
But I feel like we'd pay like Kevin so much less. We'd be like, here's $3. You're like, yes, I'll do it. Exposure. Like no one, because like no one's.
He would do to be like he just like goes for free to shouts out his Instagram. Hey, what up, Kevin? I got this Instagram. Everyone come check me out.
We'll be like,
gonna drop a solo album. No one goes by.
Like we'll do it for an Instagram shout out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like.
I mean, okay, if he was coming, I'd go watch.
Oh, absolutely. Oh my gosh, I would like. Yeah. I would die.
Because Kevin's cool.
Yeah.
It's just not as famous.
Jonas Brothers.
It's just not as famous though.
But I went to see the Jonas Brothers when I think it was my first ever concert. I was in 3rd grade. And I went to see the Jonas Brothers. And so if I do it again, it's going to be so iconic. It's going to be like reliving my little childhood. I went to the BJCC.
BJCC.
I'm trying to think which tour it was. It was not, I do not think it was the Burnin' Up tour. It might have been the Lines, Vines, and Trying Times tour. But I'm not sure.
I don't know.
You need to get Jonas Brothers educated since they're coming back.
I know some songs.
I don't know what's going on right now in 2019 because, the Hannah Montana thing happened too.
That was a meme.
I know it was a meme, but like
Jonas Brothers are legit. For
I know,
at least
like
a
this
year.
is their like comeback tour.
For at least a year,
what is that? Like a lot of bands will just go on one tour and then disappear again.
Okay, this is what I think they're gonna do. I think they're gonna go make one album, go on one tour, make a bunch of money, cancel it for like 5 years, make one more album, like just when they feel like it. Because it's not because like they have their own things they're doing. But, like every now and again, like you tell me like Jonas Brothers couldn't make an album a year, like every 5 years, and people would still go watch. Eventually, they're not going to be relevant, though. Like, they'll be older.
How dare you?
It happens.
I know, but, like, people, like,
came
they
just
back
quit
so quick. I feel like no one really stopped talking about them because, Nick did his own, like, solo thing, and then Joe
They didn't talk
was
about the band, but they talked about them individually.
Yeah. And
So-
Kevin tried to have a reality show.
I didn't even know
It
about
did not work out. No one knew about it. I did because
'Cause-
I'm a true fan.
Because joined another band, so Joe's kind of fake.
DNCE or something like that.
Something like that.
All I know is Cake by the Ocean.
And then I keep in touch with Nick Jonas. I like his music better.
I love Nick Jonas's music.
Yeah.
But like I said, I always felt like Nick was the best one out of the band. For
No,
sure.
he was, and no one's gonna argue that.
But I read a lot of people say Joe.
What? No.
When it comes to singing, absolutely not. But I don't know. Joe kind of was the front person because Joe was the lead singer of the Jonas Brothers. Nick played guitar.
Yeah, but that's kind of changed now.
Mm-hmm. And
Now
Kevin, I think,
Nick
played
is.
bass or something.
Who?
Kevin played like bass guitar or something. I don't even know.
Yeah, they're playing the triangle.
I'm
in
trying
the
to
corner.
He played the triangle. Yeah, Kevin was the cymbals in the back. But like, as
I would
remember,
do that job if the Jonas Brothers were like, hey, Jeremiah, hey, come over here and play the triangle for the Jonas Brothers. I'd be like, bet. I would go on tour and play the triangle.
You quit college. Like, forget mechanical engineering. Go on the tour with
If
Jonas
they would
Brothers.
pay me,
Oh my gosh.
I could come back with that Jonas Brothers money and pay my tuition.
I can come back with that Jonas Brothers money.
Yeah.
Jonas Brothers, if you're listening.
You'd be like, how do you pay your college? Be like, I played the triangle for the
The Jonas Brothers. Okay, also, I'm going to express myself real quick. I wrote, like, this, it wasn't a short story. It was, like, a whole-ass novel when I was, like, in 7th grade. It was
How long was this?
I think it was, like, 120 pages. It was, like, a book, kind of.
The longest thing I've ever wrote has been 84 pages.
Or maybe, actually, I think it might have been, I can, like, pull it up, but it might have been, like, 176 pages. It was long.
That was 84 pages, but it wasn't double spaced. So if I double spaced the book, because I don't know about you, but like, okay, I know in books you're not supposed to double space that much,
Mm-hmm.
but if I had a book, I would double space.
Yeah.
It makes reading so much
When
easier.
I think about it, if I can find it now, because I know it's easy to find. It's like out there. I published it on Smashwords. I'm like exposing myself, but I published it on Smashwords. It's called Forever 17. This is exposing, but like I wrote it when I was in 7th grade. I used to have so much talent. I think I still do, but I just kind of.
I used to have so much time. What happened?
I just got busy, I guess. But I had like a fire in me. I'm like, I'm gonna be famous. I'm gonna publish this book. I'm gonna go on my tour, and like I'm gonna
never
drop out of
published
middle
stuff.
school.
I would write stuff and then I would just destroy it.
Yeah, but yeah.
Everything that like I've like released though,
Mhm.
people are like, that's really good. But then like I just like the stuff I'm just like, like if I don't feel like it's up to like par where I want it, I just like chunk it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, also that's because like there's some concepts that I wish I would have kept that way. Cause like some stuff I just forgot about that I could have like redone and probably made it better.
We could do a whole podcast. I don't want anyone to steal my ideas, but I'm gonna copyright it. But like of just like of just
Gotta publish
different-
it all first.
Yeah.
We'll be
just-
back in 4 years whenever all the books are out.
Yeah,
Well,
6 years from now.
wow, sorry guys.
But just different like book and movie ideas that I've had. Like some that I threw away, some that I did.
I got movie ideas.
But yeah, I've got both. And I talk about this too. I used to just do when I was younger, probably 7th, 8th grade. I used to just write like little books and short stories and stuff. But then
I like
guess it
short
was
stories.
10th or 11th grade.
Short stories tell a message, and you can read it in like one
I
sitting.
I can't be short-winded. My short story would literally be like 26 pages maybe.
No, because what I can do with it, because what I do is like I take like a message that I want to get out to people, like
Mhm.
whatever it is, like whatever I'm advocating for or feel like should be in the world or something like that.
Yeah.
I make it like the moral of the story for a short story,
Yeah.
and that way, because no one's gonna read a whole ass book just to get the like. Some people will, but the majority of people, if you want to reach the most amount of people
Yeah.
for like a cause, you can do a short story and you can read it on like the afternoon, like
I agree with
when
that.
you're like getting like eating breakfast or something.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to say it, but like the more I feel like books are kind of becoming, like I still read and stuff, but like
I read a lot.
I feel like less people are reading books these days though. I don't know.
Sadly, yeah.
It might become a little bit easier now that like Audible and stuff is around and people can just listen to it.
I do Audible whenever like in high school or like if I had to like cut grass or something for like
Yeah.
my grandfather and stuff like that, I would listen to it. I would like went through like a whole book in like a day, just listen to it while I was cutting grass.
For Audible, like yeah, when they assigned us a book in class, I would always Audible it because it just seemed so much easier to me.
I didn't like when they assigned books in class. For the
I
most
didn't
part.
like I there
I
are
like to
very
read,
few.
but I don't like to be told to read.
I'm trying to think if there even was a book that I actually enjoyed in all of the time being in high school and middle school that they assigned that I was
I
like,
had
yeah, that was a
one.
good book. What was it?
The Great Gatsby.
Yeah, I didn't mind The Great Gatsby.
It was
The
a little
Great
dry.
It was a little dry, but The Great Gatsby was fine in my opinion. I
The
didn't
overall
dislike
like
it.
story of it.
Okay, I did not like reading Pride and Prejudice, but when we got to
I
watch
never
the
had to.
movie and Keira Knightley popped up on that screen, I said, yes.
Did you read The Crucible?
I don't think we read The Crucible.
We read The Crucible, then we watched the movie, and then I think later on, like we watched the play.
Mm-hmm.
They came to like our school, like UAB thing came to our school and did like a whole production.
Something that I wasn't super into, but like I really like I didn't like enjoy reading it, but like I really love the concept. I'm like, that's such a cool concept. Wish I would have come up with that. Was like the Fahrenheit 59?
451.
Fahrenheit 451. I thought that was
I like a
really
lot
cool.
of dystopian stuff.
Yeah, because it was dystopian. It was like eerie and creepy. I was like, it's pretty cool.
No, have you read Animal Farm?
Yeah, we had to read
Okay.
Animal Farm.
No, did you read 1989? 1984?
No, we didn't read
I
1984.
think it's 1984. George Orwell. I've read the thing, but
Yeah.
it's a really good book. But that's like a dystopian, like.
Okay, I
everyone
want to
can
get this
hear
one
human
right.
see.
Okay, so what is
But
the
it's
book?
1984. I'm just clarifying. I know the book.
I feel like this is going to be a spoiler, but like it's also not, because who's going to read this for fun? It's going to be assigned. If anything, I'm helping you out on your test if you're in high school, because I'm going to go ahead and tell you what happens.
What is it?
So it's this book. I don't think it's of Mice and Men. Or maybe it is. You can tell
What's
me
it
when
about?
you say. So pretty much, it's these people, and they go on and work on this farm. One guy's got mental issues. He's like really big, but he's special. Like he's got like a mild form of autism, and he's really big. And so they're working on this farm to like pay their way, and so it ends up that he's like shaking this girl who like, because he has like tics and stuff,
Mhm.
and he goes to like play with her hair because she's got curls, and she likes him. She doesn't know like he's mildly autistic, and he goes to play with her hair, and he won't let go of it, and she starts screaming, and it scares him. He goes and like shakes her, and it breaks her neck, and so she dies. And then like the ending scene, his name is George. In the ending scene, the guy that was like George's best friend throughout, and like kind of like not really his caretaker, but sort of, he was always there for him. Like has to shoot him in the end because he knows that the people on the farm are gonna get him, and he wants to get George before they can do that, because he like wants George to die with dignity as opposed to what they would do to him. And I remember
They were gonna like mess him up.
Yeah, they're gonna like mess him up, and so like the guy couldn't bear to see George go through that, so he did that. And that I remember like just laying
That's
in
a
my bed.
messed up concept.
I think it's
It's
of
dark.
Mice and Men. I bet people are like, oh my god, like just screaming the title, because I know a lot of people
I've
have to
never
read
read
it.
it, so I don't know.
But I feel like it's of Mice and Men, because the only other book that I remember that was like dark that I like kind of was interested in was like Lord of the Flies. So I think it's of Mice and Men.
Okay, this is not like a dark book, but like one book that I read in high school that like it was like almost hyped up. I know it was like
Mhm.
very well known, but like Frankenstein was so hyped up and it was not it.
Yeah, I kind of felt that way about
It
like
was just like
Pride and Prejudice.
okay, I guess it's because I guess writing has changed a little bit, but like it was written in like I don't know how old, it's old,
Mm-hmm.
but like I guess like the way they wrote back then, it makes it sound like they try to explain something terrible happening, but they're
Mhm.
trying to be like very calm about it. It's like you don't really get suspense,
Yeah.
and it's like, well, what's the point?
Mm-hmm. I feel that. I don't know. I guess Frankenstein is kind of an overhyped story, but
Well, just the
felt-
book. I mean, the adaptation, I don't care, but
Yeah. But the only other one that was like, ooh, like just eerie status was Lord of the Flies. It was way worse though. I watched the scene from the movie, and like the way they describe it in the book is fine, but if you watch the movie, it's like, oh my god, like
do they stick with the book?
yeah, they do. And I've only seen like bits and parts of it. I can't remember if we watched it in class or not, but like that was another book that I read, and I was just like, ooh.
Mhm.
Like this is wild. But like surprisingly, it was the books like that were like eerie that really got to me. Like I said, of Mice and Men.
Only one book I read. I'm not a fan of the author that much, like the rest of the work, but
Mhm.
one, it was I don't know the name of it, it's by Ayn Rand,
Okay.
but it was the premise like dystopian thing. It's almost like a
Yeah, I love dystopian books.
it's almost like a 1984 type thing.
Okay.
So like, to like live in this place and the government tells you, okay, this is your job, this is what you do.
Mm.
This is like, you know, how high education wise you can go, and then you get like point systems.
Mm.
And so like then like you have to just obey them pretty much in this one. Like you can't really like what it is you can't think for yourself.
Yeah.
It's the main goal. It's like they control everything I thought. And so this guy like just starts like finding stuff, like builds some stuff, and like learns to read and write and stuff
Okay,
like
I've
that.
heard of this.
Yeah, it's really cool. But like then like he tries to like break out and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so like that's so, and the way it ends, like I guess it's spoiling the end for you if y'all read it. But like the end of it, it just says he like wanders into the woods, like you don't know what happened to him.
Yeah. That's how, okay, so this book is also, it's not, I don't know if they like read it in schools, but like there's a big controversy about it, and like John Green talked about it, but Looking for Alaska, maybe it's on the summer reading list or something, but I know a lot
I've
of
seen
people
that.
like
I
who
saw
got,
the video that John put out on the vlog, brother.
who got to put it out for like a lot of people who got to read it for school, and I'm so jealous of that because I read
I wish
Looking
I
for
could read
Alaska.
that.
Yeah.
It's a great book.
I read Looking Alaska for
Also,
fun.
I don't know how that's controversial. I'm sorry.
I
There's
don't really
worse stuff
know.
that you have to read for school.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, of all this stuff, like when we read Lord of the Flies, I'm like, that's little kids like brutally killing each other in like really brutal ways. Like, and we just read it, and then we've got a problem with Looking for Alaska. I don't know, but that was so. If like people don't know what Looking for Alaska is, so pretty much, it's all based on a school that is in Alabama, and it's like a private boarding school. It's called Indian Springs.
That's what John Green does, though. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's like the one area where, like, I guess he just can't. I guess he wants to be very detailed on like how he describes stuff.
Yeah,
But like pretty much where he's living or where he's like spent a lot of time at. That's where
that's
where
what
his
he writes books about. Yeah,
He has like 2 in Indiana, and he lives
Yeah.
in Indiana now, and then he has like 1 in like
he's
Birmingham.
done like a whole TED talk on that because when he wrote Paper Towns, he's like, this is about the time that I was living near a paper town, and I was like, pretty much. I feel like he writes very much about his experiences. But I so want to go to the school. I've been on like the campus one
I wish
time.
I could meet John Green.
I want to meet John Green.
I want to
very
meet
badly.
John Green, and I want to be like, hey, can I just like rent an apartment for like 6 months and just come in and just talk to you every day about how to write? Honestly, I would
Yeah.
do that. Like, I would like.
He should be a professor or something. I don't know what his degree is in because he went to college.
Oh, he's very smart. I
Mhm.
think he just wants to write though. I think he wants. Well, the thing is, okay, he does like the Crash Course stuff,
Mhm.
like Hank, and then he does the Vlog Brothers.
Mhm.
He does. I think he had a podcast,
He does have.
and then he just writes. And
Mhm.
so like I think he's just doing kind of what he enjoys.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe one day if he wants to be a professor, but I think just chilling,
Yeah.
writing when you want to, creating your own stuff.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't
He's plenty
read
busy.
lots, but like when I do read, it is John Green. Always. I read.
I know I read a lot.
I want to read more than I do, if I'm being honest.
Do you read every day?
No, not even
I read
close.
every day.
Really?
I read a short story every morning. I find one online.
I mean, not when I say like read it. Like yes, like I read my assignments. And
No, I'm
stuff
talking about like
that.
for pleasure.
Nah.
I read a short story every day. Like when I wake up in the morning. Depending on if I'm like running late. If I'm running late, I won't.
Mhm.
I don't think I did today.
Yeah.
I didn't today. But like usually I wake up in the morning, try to get me like something to eat or something, and I'll find a short story online and I'll just read it.
I used to read a lot. So when I was in like second grade, we had Book It.
Now, like when I read novels, like I love to read. Oh, this is getting off topic what you're about to talk about.
That's fine.
But like when I read novels, I can churn through them fast.
I read
Because like
through.
especially like if I get into it, because here's the thing: when I have free time to do it,
Mhm.
I know I'm not gonna get another chance to read that much
Yeah.
again. So I'll knock out like 6 books in like 3 days or something.
That's insane. I've never done anything like
Over
that.
Christmas break. That was a little longer. I read like 7 books.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it depends on how. So like Looking
I
for
just loved it so
Alaska,
much.
I finished Looking for Alaska in a day and a half,
Mhm.
and then 2 days for Fault in Our Stars, which is another John Green book. That's his
Did
most
you
popular one.
have you read the Divergent series?
Yes, I've read all 3 of those.
I've read all 3. There's 3 for the main story. And then there's 4.
Divergent, Insurgent, Allegiant.
Yeah.
There's
and
3.
Then there's 4, which is another. It's the same storyline, but it's from the perspective of Tobias, which
Oh,
is the.
nope, not read that. Just the 3 main ones.
It's the same storyline. Like it doesn't. Okay, the 3 make the whole story up.
Mm-hmm.
The 4 is like an extra book,
Hmm.
and what it talks about. Okay, 4, which is Tobias, but
Yeah.
I think that she calls him 4 or something.
Yeah.
And so it's from his perspective on some stuff. But
Interesting.
I read all of it in 1 week. Like 1 week, I read all the books.
I think the Divergent series took me a couple months. Same
No.
with like shout out to the Hunger Games when that was big.
When I went to go watch the first movie,
Mhm.
and I guess because I read the books, I was so disappointed. I didn't even watch the movie. Like
Yeah.
I like turned it on, saw like the first few scenes, turned it off, and like I didn't watch any other ones because like in my mind, what I created was way better than what they could show.
Yeah, I think for the Divergent
most part, that's
series,
what
I
true.
only read, or like I read all 3, but I only watched Divergent and Insurgent. I didn't watch the final movie, Allegiant, or anything like that.
I don't watch any of the movies.
I think I watched I remember watching the first 2, but I didn't watch the 3rd one.
Now, did you I don't know how you do like okay when some people read books like my brother he told me this when he reads books he can't visualize stuff, and that blows me away.
No, I think that's like the whole thing with reading.
Yeah, he can't. I don't know if he just. I don't. Guess he just don't want to or whatever. But like when I read, it's like I create like scenes in my head. Like also like this also helps like my engineering stuff. I can like build stuff in my head too.
Yeah.
I'm like I can
That's
see
cool.
visual like actual images in my head.
Yeah.
From just thinking. So like that's what I do when I read books. I like have like actual things. But he can't do that for some reason.
We both have weird brains. Like I can literally see myself. Like when I say like I picture I can see myself winning my Oscar, and that's why I like talk to myself because I'm like practicing my speech and
But,
stuff.
like what I can do is I can take like a pencil or pen not take the pencil or pen. That's what I'm holding right now.
Yeah.
I can just take like any object, and I can look at it, and in my mind, I can take it and I can flip it upside down. I can take it apart and take all the pieces off of it. Like in my head, I can do all that.
Yeah. When I was little, and it's still kind of like this, my imagination was so vivid. It was like I was watching a movie, and I would wring my hands. Like the more vivid it got, the harder I'd wring my hands. And people thought that was so weird. I still do that. I still have a habit of like wringing my hands when I'm like imagining something really vividly.
I don't know. I just get like, I mean, I do like almost the same thing. Mine are like, I don't know how you explain it. Like, depending on like how I'm reading, like sometimes what it is like, have you ever like photo frame, like, you know, the like snapshots?
Yeah.
It's like like that. Sometimes that's what my brain would do with stuff like that.
Yeah, that makes
some,
sense.
And then some of it's just like a movie.
Yeah.
But it just depends.
I think that's the whole thing with reading. I feel like it'd be weird to not imagine it. Like if you're literally just reading the words.
Also, I mean, I'm sorry, but like, there's some people in the world that's not that, like, I don't know, like their imagination is just not that creative or something.
Yeah.
That would like scare me.
That would scare. I've always had a very, very, very vivid one.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoy that a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it can be bad for me sometimes. Like I said, when I also, like when I was a little bit younger, I would like have my headphones in and be dancing around. And then, like my mom would always be like, "What are you doing?" But I was like picturing out my music videos and stuff. All right. So I think we're about half an hour or something. So, we'll see you next time.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.